Hi, this is Phil from Simply Rhino, and today I'm going to take a look at some of the enhancements in the current Rhino beta that we can expect to see in the release version of Rhino 6. And in this video I want to take a look at some modeling enhancements including One View, Sweep and Blend Surface with History. I'll aim to show these using this simple model of an industrial controller. The starting point for the controller is this set of curves. Before I start to build the main surfaces, let's take a look at a new feature in Rhino that is useful when working in a single perspective or 3D viewport. This is called One View and automatically aligns the C-plane to the active view. This can be configured here: viewport layout and single viewport mode. I'll enable One View. You'll see that in the top right of the viewport I have an indication of which construction plane is active, and as I move about you'll see that the construction plane changes according to the view. Now I'm going to use sweeps to build the basic surfaces, and first of all I'm going to take a look at the two rail sweep, and I'm going to build the top surface with this. So these two long curves are going to be the rails, and these two curves here are going to be the cross sections. Now the sweep commands have also received some enhancements in the beta, and the options dialog has been simplified, and there is now no longer a simple sweep option, as Rhino now automatically creates the simplified geometry if the curve layout permits. I'm now going to take a look at one rail sweep for the side surface, and once again this command has been enhanced and there is now more extensive options for the road-like option, and once again if my curve layout permits I'll build the simplified geometry automatically. In version 5, if I wanted to pull back these two edges to open up a gap in which to create a blended transition, then I would need to turn on the control points and use Move UVN in the appropriate UV direction. Now I can use the Enhanced Extend Surface command in the V6 beta to do this much more easily. First of all, I have created some segments along the curves here as a guide to pull the edges back of these two surfaces, and I'm going to go to Surface and Extend Surface. I'm going to pick the top surface, and you'll see now, as well as extending the surface outwards, I can pull it back inwards. So I can just snap to a marker point here, and you'll see it just pushes back the edge of the surface. Now this does work slightly differently to the result you would have with Move UVN, because it moves all the control points along the surface and keeps all of the control points at equal distances apart, whereas if I actually moved a number of local control points I would maintain the exact control point positions on this side of the surface had I used Move UVN. However, this is a much simpler and straightforward way of quickly pulling back the edge of a surface. Now I'm going to mirror this top surface, and then I'm going to turn on history, make sure that it's persistent, and then mirror the side surface. Now I'm going to add the blended transitions between the four surfaces. So I'm going to use Blend Surface to do this, and I'll pick these two surfaces first of all. I'm going to choose Curvature Continuity, and across the top edge here I'm just going to pull back this edge slightly to flatten out the blend a little bit at the top. I'm going to have a look at the result that we get here with the zebra stripes. Now what you'll see here is that we've got some mismatching across this top edge. So I'm going to redo this blend and I'm going to add some shapes to control the blend. So blend surface, pick the top surface first, then the side surface, and I'm going to add shapes. You'll see that as I approach the edges here, I get some points that pop up, and these are almost the equivalent of edit points. And if I add my shapes between those points, then what will happen is that I won't add any complexity in terms of control points to the surface, but my match should be better. We can see now, if we zoom into that top, that this match is much tighter. So I'm going to repeat this process on the other 4 edges, and we'll speed up the video as I go through this. Okay, so that's the blending done. Now I'm going to select the surfaces and turn on the environment map so we can see the result here. So what I'm going to do now is to edit the top surface. Just check that my gumball is aligned to object, and I'm going to push up this top surface, and I'm going to adjust this side surface and pull this out a little bit. And what we'll see here is that the blends actually adjust to suit the modified surfaces, and of course they maintain the continuity, so that on this top now we can see this really nice smooth transition, but I can freely edit the main surfaces and the blend will just look after itself. So I can also adjust the edges of the surface. So just as before, I can pick the top surface, I can extend surface, pick this edge, pull it, and you'll see the blend adjust. So I'll just undo and redo that. So we've got quite a lot of scope here to adjust the surfaces and let the blend automatically look after itself. So I'm just going to adjust this bottom surface here because this blend doesn't look right at all here. Just pull this out a little bit. That looks better. In the next video, I'm going to take a look at the improvements within the fillet edge and blend edge commands, along with enhancement to the orient on surface and flow along surface commands. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button, and remember to keep up to date with the latest news on Rhino version 6. Please subscribe to this channel. Thanks very much for watching.